Welcome to my next Better Call Saul Season 2 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And I've already watched this show all the way through one time. I really like this show. I'm trying to figure out where it's going to rank on my all-time favorite TV shows of all time, because it's really solid. I'm guessing definitely top 10, but who knows? I did watch Better Call Saul and do reviews of that Season 6 on this channel before. So if you want to see those reviews, click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. That will be the end screen and the link to my Better Call Saul Season 6 playlist if you want to jump ahead of it. But with all that said, this will be Better Call Saul Season 2, Episode 7. The title of this episode is called Inflatable. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So we have a young Jimmy who is working at his father's store. And he's actually reading a Playboy magazine, but his father doesn't know it. And then a customer comes in and asks Jimmy's father for $5 and gives Jimmy's father a fake story. And Jimmy immediately knows that the customer is actually a con man looking to steal money from the till. He tries to tell his father, but he refuses to listen. When his father goes to retrieve a box of spark plugs to help the con man out, Jimmy watches the cash register. The con man buys 2 cartons of cigarettes and tells Jimmy that there are wolves and sheep in the world and that he must figure out which one he's going to be. Then he leaves the store. As his father follows the con man outside, Jimmy removes the $8 from the register that the con man gave him so that his father will be none the wiser. And then we have in present time, Jimmy meets with Mike in the lobby of the courthouse, and Jimmy delivers Mike's amended statement that Hector had bribed him to make. However, both Suzanne and her assistant question Mike's story, explaining that only Tuco Salamanca's prints were found on the gun, and Jimmy gives unconvincing answers as to how the gun got into Tuco's possession and promises to make Mike available for defense if they charge Tuco. When Suzanne asks if Mike was threatened or paid to do this, Jimmy fakes outrage and escorts him out. As they wait by the elevator, Jimmy assures Mike that he's doing the right thing to illustrate his point. He explains that he once witnessed Tuco break 2 guys' legs. Offended, Mike tells him to take the next elevator and refuses Jimmy's offer of not being billed for his time. As he returns to his car, Jimmy calls Kim to see if the offer from Schweikart and Coakley has been finalized. Kim says it won't be until the interview, but mentions that Schweikart is promising to make her partner within 2 years. And then back at Davison, Maine, Jimmy gives a letter of resignation to Omar, who points out that Jimmy will forfeit the bonus in his contract if he resigns within a year of employment. So Jimmy asks Omar to forget about the letter of resignation. While driving home, he stops at a red light and happens to notice a sky dancer in a colorful suit advertising for business on the roadside. This gives Jimmy an idea. So Jimmy replaces his conservative legal wear with several suits of flashy garnish colors. He starts wearing his new outfits every day to work. He also brings a loud blender to the break room that he accidentally sprays a coworker while attempting to make a smoothie. He threatens a janitor he treats a janitor as being Hispanic and gives him cleaning techniques in a Mexican accent, much to the annoyance of the custodian, who's actually from Michigan. He doesn't flush the toilets on a consistent basis and details a list of conservation concerns when Cliff relays a group complaint. When Jimmy plays a pair of bagpipes to blow off steam, Cliff summons Jimmy to his office. He tells Jimmy that he is won and that he is fired. Cliff admits he knew Jimmy's plan of being fired without cause so that he can keep his signing bonus, and while he could fight him on it, it wouldn't be worth his time. He begs Jimmy to explain his actions after Davis and Maine gave him everything that he asked for, which is true. And Jimmy admits that he tried to fit in but just couldn't, as he felt like a square peg. When asked why he took the job, then Jimmy apologizes and offers to write Cliff a check for the desk, and Cliff tells him to go take the desk and go. On his way out, Jimmy delivers a final parting gift or shot. He grabs Erin's drink can from her hand and throws it in the 9 recyclable trash basket. And then at HHM, Kim is writing a resignation letter to Howard Hamlin. When Jimmy drops by and asks to talk in the conference room, he offers to make her partner in Wexler McGill, in which Kim could be her own boss. Kim worries about making such a big gamble, but Jimmy says that the odds are in her favor because she's an amazing lawyer and deserves more than just a lateral move, which Howard and Swikehart represent. Kim asks Jimmy about the position with Davis and Maine and learns that he quit. He says he did not fit in at the firm, contrary to how he feels about her. Kim asks whether he will play it straight as her partner. Jimmy knows the answer she is hoping to hear, but states he must be himself due to the negative consequences he and others face when he tried to play by other people's rules. Kim is perplexed as to why Jimmy needs her, but he corrects her by saying that he wants her. He states that he already has her, or she states that he already has her, just not as her law partner. Meanwhile, Stacy gives Mike a tour of the house she wants to buy. She reports that crime rates are low and the schools are good, but is hesitant because it costs a lot of money. Mike insists that the money will not be an issue and states that the house is hers if she really wants it. Stacy tells the realtor that the house is perfect and agrees to meet with her to get the pre-approval in order. And I believe that's the same realtor from Breaking Bad that Marie stole the spoons from, and she chased her out, or one of the realtors in that episode where she was stealing things from places. I don't remember which house and which object it was, but I didn't look it up, but I'm almost 100% sure that's somebody that was in Breaking Bad, the same realtor, which I don't remember the character's name. I did see it in the episode, I heard it, and then I forgot it, and I didn't put it down in my notes. And then, relieved that she has a new home, Stacy thanks Mike for everything. And at the nail salon, Omar is actually helping Jimmy bring in his Coca-Cola desk. Appreciative of his help, Jimmy tries to pay him and even offers to buy him a drink, but Omar declines as he has a long drive back home to his kids. I didn't even know Omar had kids. And then before leaving, Omar asks Jimmy what he is going to do now, and Jimmy says, "Onward and upward," is his response. And then in the back room office, Jimmy puts his supplies on the desk and looks at the landline phone. Aware that he can resume his practice as James M. McGill Esquire, he creates a colorful voicemail greeting, speaking in the fancy receptionist tone he used to use with his old clients. However, he stops himself. He starts over, this time addressing his practice as the law offices of Jimmy McGill in his regular voice. Meanwhile, Mike drives to a fenced lot opposite the ice cream shop where he negotiated a $50,000 deal with Hector Salamanca to spy on Hector in his the deal with Hector Salamanca to spy on Hector in his operation. And then we have Kim interviewing with Swikehart and Coakley after a lengthy conversation about her law experience. Swikehart wants to change the subject to hear about her backstory. She explains that she grew up in a small town near the Kansas-Nebraska border where she had limited prospects and decided to pursue a law degree at UNM in the pursuit of something more. After the interview, Swikehart tells Kim that she should expect to hear from them by the following day. Both excited and nervous about the offer, she accidentally calls Swikehart Rick Howard when bidding him goodbye. Later, while smoking in the parking lot garage, Kim looks at Jimmy's Wexler McGill business card and has an idea that she rips up. She has an idea after she rips up it in half, separating the W and the M in the logo. So earlier in the episode, Jimmy had told Kim that Howard, Swikehart is just another Howard with a different name. And in this one, it proves that Jimmy was right because she called Rick Swikehart Howard, when she was saying goodbye to him. So Kim drives to the nail salon and is surprised when Mrs. Wynn tells her that Jimmy is in a meeting. Shortly after, he walks out with his film crew. It's camera guy and sound guy, or I can't remember. It's camera guy and some other guy. We don't have the chick yet. And then it seems like they are planning to make another commercial. And then back in his office, Jimmy wants to celebrate Kim's successful interview by ordering out, but is stunned to learn that she isn't going to take the job. Kim admits that Jimmy was right about becoming her own boss and shares with him the lingering idea that they share an office space as solo practitioners. This ensures that Jimmy will be free to do things his way, while Kim does the same with her own practice. Speechless, Jimmy admits he doesn't know what to say, to which Kim enthusiastically replies, "Say yes." And that's what ends this episode of Better Call Saul. So I must admit, this episode kind of dragged a bit, and I fell asleep like 3 times during like the beginning 15 minutes. I guess I was tired, I don't know, but I was a little bored by some of the stuff at the beginning. But regardless of that, I'm still going to give the episode an 8.1 out of 10 because there were some good moments in it. Good development of Jimmy and Kim's relationship in this one. And as far as my character of the episode, well, obviously Jimmy's the character of every episode, but for this one, I'm going to give it to Kim. And special recognition to Omar, who isn't used a lot, but I feel like they could have really fleshed out his character in the show. And I'm sure he comes back. I don't remember exactly, but I know Davis and Maine are predominantly in the show a couple episodes every season. So I'm sure we see Omar again. But if this is the last time we see Omar, which I don't remember, I thought he was a good character at Davis and Maine. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or even El Camino, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. Otherwise, I'm going to send the Salamanca twins after you, and you're not going to be wanting that to happen. Share the video with a friend that likes the Breaking Bad universe or the Better Call Saul universe. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Better Call Saul. What would you rate it? And who besides Jimmy is your character of the episode? If you want to do 2, like a female and a male, you can do that as well. And then, of course, remember to click right here for my Better Call Saul Season 6 reviews, assuming you've seen every single episode of Better Call Saul. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.